Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
So it's 500 max, 2.5 no limit.
Okay.
I'm sitting with about $950. The main villain covers me in this hand, and I'm under the gun +1.
Okay.
I open up $15 with King Queen of clubs.
Okay.
Guy to my left calls $15, and then I get a raise to 75 from the very next player, who's been on a heater. He's still racking up chips that he had won from a previous hand. He's probably up 2,500 at this point. Has just been coolering everybody, playing pretty solid poker.
Yeah.
Not really getting out of line, but just running really hot. So he raises 75, pretty large sizing, folds around back to me. I'm sitting there with King Queen of clubs. Thought about 3-betting.
You mean 4-betting,
I'm
you
out
mean?
of position. 4-betting, rather.
Yeah.
Coming over the top, out of position, and I don't know. I end up calling.
Okay.
There was a royal flush, basically a chase to hit a royal flush, and it was up to about $1,600, going up $500 every half an hour. I don't know.
So I mean, you have some.
That kind of
I mean, you can 4-bet because there's a call in between, and you have some incentive to get it heads up. But obviously, I have no problem with the call. I'd probably fold King Queen off. So King Queen clubs here, I would. I mean, I think that's fine.
So I call, guy in between folds, so it's heads up to the flop.
Okay.
Flop, and the villain covers me, by the way. I was saying he was scooping up chips.
Okay.
Heads up to the flop of King of diamonds, 10 of clubs, 5 of hearts.
All right. King of diamonds, 10 of clubs, 5 of hearts. So you flop top pair.
Top pair.
Yep.
Backdoor, flush draw, straight draw.
Yep.
So I check, and he bets 150.
Okay. So check. And MP2 bets 150, which is a pretty big bet. Obviously, it's almost the size of the pot, right?
Yeah, again with his larger sizing. I had been doing this pretty much as he was playing.
Yep.
I call.
Okay. I got no problem with that. So go to the turn.
Turn is the 7 of clubs.
By the way, you have a backdoor club draw, obviously, too. I mean, if you wanted to fold some king queen here, I mean, although I think king queen is pretty far up, I can't imagine how you can just check fold unless you just absolutely knew the guy. You know what I mean? I mean, he's representing ace king, pocket aces, but that extra club draw, if it's close, it's going to give you some backdoor equity, which obviously you pick up now, right?
Exactly. I felt like I was too high up on my range to just be folding that flop. He definitely was representing aces or, ace king.
Right.
Which I kind of blocked. But I pick up the flush draw, 7 of clubs. I check, and he, again, bets large, 350.
Okay,
Which
so
I guess at this point isn't so crazy given the pot size.
So, I mean, the pot size is, I mean, when he bets 150 into a pot of about 170 and you call, the pot is going to be like 370. So he's betting 350 into like 370. You're going to have like, if you call, you're going to have what, like maybe 425 left. I mean, I don't really see the point in check shoving, but I think if I'm doing the math right, you still have, let's see, 575.
Well, there was 75 in pre-flop each, so that's 150.
575.
300 on the flop, so that's
right. What I'm saying is that I'm trying to
450.
figure out the amount of money that you have left. I mean, you put in 575, so you've got 375 left, right? 375 left. So the pot will be like 1,050, and you've got 375 left. I mean, it's not like you're protecting it against anything either. I mean, I think you can call here because you're club. Now, obviously, you didn't pick up a backdoor club draw. Okay, maybe you fold. You know what I mean?
right.
So
And
what did
there
you do?
was some speech play on the turn. He, like I said, been running hot, and I was thinking about obviously going to the tank on the turn, and he's like, no one believes me. I keep getting hands. And I end up, calling, obviously.
Okay.
And
By the way, the
as
pot
I
is
was
four.
call,
He's
as
betting.
I,
He's betting 350 into 470. I'm just doing the math on the fly. So now the pot is like 1170, and you've got 375 left, something like that. I mean, I would lead clubs if you make it at the end, and you just pray that it goes check check if you miss, and if he bets all in again. I mean, how often do you see a guy triple barrel off? At this level. I mean, I know you're going to be getting incredible pot odds, but I think you're just about at the threshold where you can still call the turn. So you do call the turn.
yeah, I call the turn.
Yep.
The river comes a 10 of spades.
All right. So the river's a 10 of spades. So obviously that's not the best card. I mean, it should shut the action down quite a bit. I mean, the thing that I would be looking at if I'm in your opponent's spot, though, is that you really shouldn't have a 10 here. I mean, because if the flop is accurate, you can't have backdoor clubs with the 10. If the if the five of hearts was the five of clubs on the flop, and now the turn was like a 10, it could bring backdoor clubs where you could have 10x of clubs. But I'm happily betting all in with ace, king, and aces for sure if I'm your opponent on this card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the 10 didn't scare me. I didn't really think the 10 hit him at all. And like as I was saying, as I was putting in the call on the turn, he was saying, "Oh, no one believes me. I have a hand," and he was actually all in out of turn. He was announcing that he was all in, and telling me I can't fold. I only have $300 something left, and I asked him, "Do you have aces?"
So he moves in all out. He moves in out of turn. Is that what happened?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Although I don't think it stands at Foxwoods out of turn action, even if the action doesn't change.
Well, that's one of the biggest gripes I've had with LA, although the bike is ruling that differently. I would find it really hard to believe that if he moves in and then somebody says, "No, it's not your turn," and you check, that he wouldn't be forced to put all in. I mean, that just opens up like insane angles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that didn't really even cross my mind. I mean, he was pretty much going to be held to the fact, I think, or he was never folding or anything.
So this guy in the chat, Nolan, says that it does. Let's just assume the guy went all in on a turn and it's going to be binding, right? So, I mean, the pot's going to be, like I said, like 1170 plus, 1170 and 375. It's like 1525, 375 for you to call. I mean, yeah, you're getting like 4-1. I don't know if this is really a spot that I'm going to check call off. I mean, you picked up your backdoor equity. You didn't hit it. I still think people in the chat thinking that this is a fold. I think that's way too tight with king-queen suited. I mean, king-queen suited from up front to 15 call and somebody makes it 75. I mean, what are you defending with? You know what I mean? So what did you end up doing?
So I end up believing that he doesn't have aces when I asked him, and he seemed pretty sincere that he didn't have aces, and I end up, just calling it off, hoping he didn't have ace king, and he turned over pocket tens for quad tens.
I mean, yeah, that's obviously quad tens is good for him too, but I mean, it looks like you have a king. I don't know how often someone's going to really have air here when you make that call on the turn. You know what I mean? And I think you just have enough where you can check fold, check call turn, and then check fold, at the end. But other than that, I mean, I would just take note of the fact that the guy bets really big, obviously, with his big hands, because, usually when someone's potting, they're going to have like aces or ace king they think they're protecting. Here, the guy is actually doing it with like a set of tens. Now, would he do it with a set of kings? Maybe not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely not really too many bluffs that he has there, unless he wants to turn like queens or jacks and try to get me off a king, because he was saying, "Oh, no one believes me. You have ace king," and I'm all in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really much to be said. I think I would fold at the end. But thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.